Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin on your Monday morning. It's officially December. You know what that means. 2019 is almost over. And, well, I guess we can get into more of the Christmas spirit now, or the holiday spirit, as it were. Right?
We can tiptoe carefully
through the tulips.
The holidays.
That's right. Holiday season.
Are you sick yet?
No.
No?
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I was kind of gross over the weekend. I didn't really do much. Got a lot of rest.
I heard a bit of a throat grunt.
Oh,
when
that's
I walked
just
through
how
the door.
That's just how I do.
Oh, okay.
I wake up like that. I told you over the weekend, or maybe was it you over the weekend? I don't know. Everything's blending together. You've seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yes.
Okay. You know the scene where John Candy is like they're in the bed in the first scene where they just met each other, but they're sharing a bed.
Right.
And he's like clearing his throat.
Yeah.
Before he goes to sleep. And he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "If I don't clear my throat, I'll snore all night." I'm becoming that guy.
Except you might snore all morning.
I'm going to snore all the time while I breathe. Listen to me breathe, everybody. That's terrible, but that gets that Simpsons reference out of the way.
Yeah.
Right out of
There
the
we
way
go.
this morning. But no, it's just like, I know it's just gross, but I mean, it's just, as you get older, I think you start to gather up a little bit more. I am this is not making me sound
Like the
attractive
gold member of mucus,
at all.
kind
Oh,
of.
that's right. Yeah.
Collecting.
Yeah. So there that is.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Monday morning. Count down the days till that holiday that most of us, take the day off, at least.
That we all love and
Yeah.
then pretend that we don't really care about. It's
Winter
like,
secular holiday.
so stressful.
It is a little stressful.
It is
Spending money
stressful.
just for the sake of spending money. Try to prove your love by the gifts that you give. I don't know. I mean, I do love this time of year, but, you sit there and you're kind of like, sure do spend a lot of money.
But we do it to ourselves.
We do it to ourselves. We do. And that's why it really hurts.
Mm-hmm.
It's Radiohead all over again.
Yeah.
They predicted it.
It's what hurts the credit card balance.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Just use those points eventually, I guess.
Yes, that's right. Friday morning.
Yes.
So Thursday morning, it's become a non-tradition.
It's something we get really excited about.
and then
but we
forget.
pretend we're not really.
That's right. And then we forget and then don't do it. Teen Burger Thursdays. That's right. We've discovered recently that you can get a teen burger before 9 o'clock in the morning. So we're like, I guess that's our breakfast on Thursday.
We have to do this.
Have to do it. Forgot to do it on Thursday. We didn't get a chance to do it on Thursday, so we did it on Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
AJ, lovable AJ, went out after we demanded that he do it.
Yes.
Went out-
Chanted his name.
Chanted his name. AJ. Went out and got us a sack of burgers. Sack of teen burgers. You and I each had a meal. And we, sat and ate our burger. I thought you had eaten yours. And we didn't know that, like, Ollie said he didn't want one. So I
Right.
ate my burger, had my fries, was drinking my root beer. I look in the bag, and there's a burger there. I was like, Ollie, there's an extra burger. Come on, get a burger. And he's like, no. I said, yes, get a burger. And they just like,
Take this burger.
they gave me an extra burger. All of this not within earshot of you. You're watching this happen.
No.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
Oh, yeah. And so AJ's a little miffed. There's an extra burger. He's like, yeah, okay. Ollie finally relents and says, okay, fine. I'll have it. He takes the burger. I leave for work after all of this has gone on in front of your face, and then receive a message saying, that was my sandwich. You stole my sandwich. You even sent
my sandwich.
You even sent a Ross Geller gif to tell me, like, you messed up when your friend starts sending you friend gifts or friends gifts to let you know.
Yeah,
because you know how I feel about that.
You're just lucky there was no moist maker in that teen burger, my friend.
So it turned into a teen burger Friday tragedy.
A fiasco.
I gave away Lecter's burger without knowing it. I thought there was an extra one because AJ had handed out the food, and I thought he had handed you the burger and your fries because he handed me my burger and my fries.
You handed me my fries.
I did.
I was hard at work. I was compiling a 90s at 9, not to be forgotten.
I had finished work. I had already created something not to be forgotten,
I was
which you can find on the
finalizing-
podcast on cabinradio.ca.
finalizing scenes from the cabin
Yes.
for that morning.
Mhm.
I had a lot going on. I had fries
Being
just
pulled
handed
in
to me,
all
perfect.
different directions.
And I was not paying attention to
Nor
the
was I.
illicit transaction that was happening almost before my maybe blocked by a computer screen, but almost before my very eyes. Yeah.
Before your very
I'll take
eyes.
partial responsibility for that. I should have been like, no, you know what? That stupid Jesse, A&W does not make mistakes. There is not an extra teen burger in there.
I just figured he gave
That's
us
my
a sack
teen burger.
of burgers. I just figured he gave us a sack of burgers.
Well, he did. He
Right? And
literally did, yeah.
so I thought you had your burger
No.
because we were sitting there chatting, eating,
Yeah.
you know,
Having a laugh.
having a laugh. That's right. Friends, sharing a laugh. I had a burger. Well, we didn't share the burger. I had one. And then I gave away yours to Ollie.
So Ollie shared my
So
burger.
I owe you a teen burger.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I haven't done anything yet. So that was our teen burger tragedy on Friday.
Now we just try to move forward.
Now we just try to move forward. That's what we got to do. Put our heads down, get another teen burger in Lecter's belly. And
All will be right.
that's right. Because Lecter forgives, but he doesn't forget.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Mornings at the Cabin. Little Satchmo, Louis Armstrong, Cool You, the filthiest Christmas song ever released. But you can't tell because it's Louis. And he's just bipping and bopping. Yes. There's that line about licking the peppermint stick that gets me every time. Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Monday morning. That's right. The countdown to Christmas begins, and it's day 2 of your disappointing beer advent calendar.
What's today?
This one's triple hopped. Oh, good Lord. Oh, my goodness. Double cream brie Belgian chocolate waffle stout. That sounds good.
Oh, nice and light.
Get it in there. Tastes like a wet sock full of coffee. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Every year I hear about these. Every year. Advent calendars. Every year.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to talk about something else. We're talking about advent calendars.
No,
So
okay.
every year, people post about these things. They're like, happy day. The advent calendar is here. And they open it up and they're so excited. So excited.
Yeah.
And then every day it's like, this one tastes like feet. This one tastes like coffee grounds. This one tastes like a wet sock in your mouth that's been on someone's foot for 2 days. This one tastes like rancid meat. Every year. I don't know why people don't learn. Just get a 2-4 of your favorite beer.
And put a bow on it.
And then put a bow on it. And every day you open it's like, what are we opening up on December 2nd? Ha! Look at that. A moose head.
yeah.
There you go.
Nice and
you're just like,
refreshing.
every day, just nice, consistent. Now, I'm not saying craft beer is terrible. I love craft beer myself. I'm one of those guys that'll go into, like, especially if you got a nice selection, you go in there and like, what can you possibly get?
Yeah.
I am a lighter beer kind of guy.
Right.
I like a hoppy IPA every now and again.
Yeah.
But like a lot of craft beer, since we've kind of come down from the like that peak craft beer time in the last like 10 years.
Have we?
I think so.
Yeah, we're coming down?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's easier to, I mean, maybe we're not. Maybe we're still in it. Maybe we're in this plateau. You know, like maybe we're in like season 10 of The Simpsons time where it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Yeah.
It's better than anything else out there.
Pretty much.
But, you know, we're not peak.
But we don't know where to go from
We don't know where to go from here. You know where we're going to go from here? Double hopping. Triple hopping. Quadruple hopping.
Oh, my God.
It's too much hops, man.
Too much hopping.
And that seems to be where like a lot of craft beer kind of leans towards. Like, let's get the hops in there.
Yeah.
And again, don't mind a little hoppiness. But I mean, this is my personal opinion. There's someone out there who loves a double chocolate coffee Belgium winter stout. You know, just loves it. Curls up with a book, tosses that down their gullet, and is just happy as a clam.
Yeah. There's the weird element of the advent calendar, though, where you oddly feel like you are compelled to drink that beer.
Yeah, I have to.
It's like I don't even like the description of this beer,
This sounds
let alone
terrible.
the taste.
Yeah.
But
There I am.
it's December 2nd.
I did pay $200 for this advent calendar, so I guess I got to drink it.
Gotta make it worth it.
And I mean, and then sometimes you'll read like people are just like, I forgot to put this one in the fridge. It's not good warm. Let me tell you something. No beer is very good warm.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Which one?
Stouts and porters.
Stouts and porters can
are
be good
generally
warm.
better, a little more room temperature.
I suppose.
Brings out the flavor, you see. Again, name those flavors again.
Sock.
Yep.
Coffee grounds.
Yeah.
Something akin to chocolate. Probably carob, though, just to save a little bit of money. Coke was expensive.
Never any fudge.
Yeah, like give me a fudge porter.
Where's my fudge porter?
Chocolate chip banana bread porter. Although there is that banana bread beer that you can get.
Which is not bad.
Which tastes exactly like banana bread.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I don't think I could drink it all night, but it's great.
No, maybe not all night. No.
What I want, and I know, and we discussed this, I want the Woodyard to do an advent calendar. Now, I know they don't have enough beers of their own, or they don't, I think maybe they do? No, I don't think they do.
Not enough, like
not enough they don't,
permanent
and then they don't have
ones.
enough to, fill advent calendars.
Right.
I imagine that if they were going to do them, they would give them out as personal gifts to people,
Yes.
like that their family and friends with, close
Yeah.
friends. But if at some point they could release their own where they've got like 12 of their own flavors, and then because they've got such a wonderfully curated list of other beers that they bring in, 12 of their own, and then 12 of other people's or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd
be cool.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
I'd buy one every year. And you'd still come across a stout where you're just like, this is not, it's personal taste.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But every year with these advent calendars, people are like, I'm boxing my advent calendar. And then like the review at Christmas is like 22 out of 24 of these, I would never drink. The other two, possibly.
Yeah.
Because you're like the advent calendars are I imagine they're the cheapest, some of the cheapest that that they can be found.
Yeah.
Right. So like some are just like some dude brewing in his house, which is where the Woodyard started. But I mean, some dude just brewed in his house and just like, there it is.
Yeah.
There's this one.
The problem with most advent calendar, beer advent calendars right now is that I think a lot of them they're filled with some obscure German beer that you've never heard of, and it's like, and then some Belgian beer that you've never heard of, which is also like mediocre, and you kind of get the sense that maybe these European beers are just kind of sending what's left.
Well, sending what's left, or it's just people who are trying to brew that European beer, but they're doing it in Surrey or something. Nothing wrong with Surrey, no, whatever. But I'm just saying that, like, it's just like, this is a Belgian wheat beer with blah, 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 and coriander and dragon fruit. And you're like, what? Why? It's not a cocktail,
Yeah, I do.
But I will say
I
this.
do know.
Take some of that pumpkin IPA.
That's out of season.
No, it's not. They got the pumpkin IPA on right now.
It's Christmas.
Well, I had some last week.
Did you?
I did.
Lucky guy.
Or it's pumpkins. Is it the pumpkin spice?
Yeah.
That one. I don't know. It's the pumpkin IPA. Beautiful.
Okay.
Love it. It's pumpkining. So yeah, get your advent calendars today. I guess is what I'm saying. I myself got a cannabis advent calendar last year.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Fantastic.
No porters?
No porters. Yeah, that's right. This is a nice THC porter. Tastes like chocolate in your mouth. That would be good.
Yeah.
No, right.
I already didn't want to move, and this is heavy, making me not want to move even more.
Why did I drink this before dinner?
Scenes on the Cabin.
IBC presents live via satellite from New York, Bethlehem, Helsinki, West Berlin, and the Great Barrier Reef. Charles Dickens' immortal Christmas classic, Scrooge, starring Buddy Hackett, Jamie Farr, the Solid Gold Dancers, and Mary Lou Retton as Tiny Tim. Hosted by Sir John Houseman.
Ah! Humbug!
It will touch every heartstring. It all starts on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve on IBC. You'll love it.
Oh my gosh. Does that suck?
You know who loves Mary Lou Retton, Frank? My kids.
Yeah.
Children love an acrobat.
Oh. Ugh. We have spent $40 million on a live TV show, and you guys got an ad of America's favorite old fart reading a book in front of a fireplace. Now, I have to kill all of you.
Scenes from the Cabin.
Know the movie? Submit your guess to mailbox@cabinradio.ca or send us a message on Facebook for your chance to win gift certificates to some awesome Yellowknife restaurants, including the Monkey Tree Pub and Steak Restaurant, the Woodyard Brewhouse and Eatery, Flavor Trader, Copperhouse Eatery and Lounge, or Javaroma. Listen to Cabin Radio every weekday to win, or download the Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Wheeler Electric with you on your Monday morning as the countdown to Christmas begins in earnest. That's right. Only, 23 days? 23 days till Christmas. You're leaving on the 16th. I'm leaving on the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
We're counting down the days until we're on vacation.
No. I'm leaving on the 17th. You're leaving on the 18th.
I'm leaving on the 17th.
You're leaving on the 17th?
Yeah.
Oh.
What time are you leaving?
So we leave the same day.
Same day.
Oh.
I think I leave it like later in the morning. I might be able to do the show. I can't remember where my tickets are.
I think we're first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Well. So I wanted to talk about this past weekend. The Nutcracker. We did the Nutcracker this past weekend.
Yes.
To packed house.
How was it?
It was wonderful.
Lovely.
As always. And we did it to packed houses. Now, of course, there was some cast juggling around. I took over
Right.
Steve's role.
Yeah.
And another friend of ours took over the his friend's role, who dropped out of the show as well. They were very close.
Right.
So it was a wonderful show. Thank you to everyone who came out. It's wonderful to see the support that the Nutcracker does get, because these kids work so incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Everybody in this show works so incredibly hard. And the backstage crew obviously works incredibly hard. And all the kids, kids as young as 5 dancing for, hours, dozens of hours.
Yeah.
In order to get prepared for this. So it's a wonderful time of year. It's a wonderful show to do every year. I've done it 4 years in a row. This would have been Steve's 4th in a row as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was there was obviously an odder energy there.
Yeah.
But it went off, and I think he would have been absolutely pleased with everything we did this weekend. We had a wonderful time. And we actually have a story up on Cabin Radio. I see a lot of people sending in their tributes for Steve. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this. Because when a community loses someone like that, it's wonderful to see the positive effect that they have on people's lives.
Yeah.
So it was. I wanted to thank everybody involved with the Nutcracker. I want to thank my partner Phoenix, who gets thanked a lot, but it doesn't seem like it's ever enough.
Right.
And for handling everything that happened last week like an absolute pro. She's incredible. And everyone at Bella, everyone involved in the show, all the teachers, all the support staff, all people were on hand to counsel in case they needed it. People just kind of showed up looking, can we help with anything?
Yeah.
So it's always Yellowknife doesn't need a tragedy for those things to happen. But when these things do happen, when bad things happen, you see the good come out. Yeah. And you see it anyway. Like I said, you see it anyway. Yellowknife is filled with wonderful people, but when something like this happens, you see it come out in earnest, and it's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. It's an absolutely fantastic thing, and it makes you very proud to live in a place where this happens. Not that I don't think that it's unique to Yellowknife, but I think that Yellowknife is a unique place.
Yeah. This situation in particular, a bit unique. Obviously, you're going into a production of an annual show. Mm-hmm. Everyone's a little stressed, obviously, because you want to perform, and then someone who is close to so many of the cast members for several years passes away, and then it's just you're taking on something extra.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And for the smaller kids, even though they don't really understand, they understand that something is amiss.
Yeah.
And for the older kids, absolutely, kids who have been taught by him, and the older kids who understand what has happened, they hit the show like they always do.
Right.
And that's one of the great things about Bella Dance Academy is they're not just teaching kids how to dance, especially the kids who are in it a lot, like the Bella Beats. Or people who take a lot of classes. They're not just teaching these kids to dance. They're teaching these kids how to be human beings as well. Yeah. And that's part of art.
Yep.
That's part of art. You're not just teaching people to paint or act or dance or sing or whatever. You're teaching them how to interact with people, how to have empathy, and how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful thing to see. And I didn't want to bring this up to bring it down for the morning. Obviously people are still feeling this grief
Yeah.
I'm one of them, and but I wanted to reflect on the positive part of this weekend, which was to see everybody just be there for each other.
Yeah.
Just to step up that extra little bit to make sure that everybody made it through this weekend and that it went off really well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because I mean, this meant something to him. He would have been very proud of what we did this weekend.
Yeah.
And I think that anybody who was positively affected by Steve and his teaching would love to see the positivity that comes out of people just stepping up for each other and supporting each other.
Yeah. And we all know, I mean, a big part of overcoming tragedy is being surrounded by those who love you and where there's a connection and you can come together and, you know, try to just reflect on the good times and be strong together. So I imagine in doing that and putting on a production that Steve was going to be a part of, I would imagine that this was a very powerful coming together moment for the entire cast, and hats off to all of you for pulling it off and doing a great job.
Well, thank you very much, man, and for the city and for teachers and for everybody that knew him. I mean, this is the time where it's Christmas is an incredibly hard time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a hard time for people who have family and who have people around them that love them.
Yeah.
It's a stressful time.
Yep. And this is a tough reminder.
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
That, quite frankly.
Exactly. So I mean, it's a tough time, and this makes it tougher. But at these times, this is when you want to try to, you know, bask in the true meaning of the season and stuff like that. And and I think we did. And I think we pulled it off. And thank you again to the staff, the cast and crew. Pardon me, the crew, the backstage crew, the cast, and everybody who came out to enjoy what these kids do, all the work they put in. So thank you very much. Thanks to the NAC, and there it is.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Yesterday, I watched Finally saw this Yesterday movie.
Wait, what?
Yesterday, I watched Yesterday.
Yesterday,
the movie.
So you watched today?
No, yesterday I watched it yesterday.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, yesterday I watched Yesterday.
I still don't understand.
And this weekend you had a Harry Potter.
Oh, the Beatles movie.
The Beatles one.
Oh,
with
right.
Hamish Patel.
Yes.
I wonder, the charming lead.
They should have gone with a different title.
Like what?
Blackbird.
Blackbird. The White Album. A little problematic. I finally watched it.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. Your review was spot on. Most people's review is spot on in that it is a charming movie with a wonderful premise. Everybody in it is very likable.
Yeah. Even Ed Sheeran. Oh, surprisingly enough. But it fails. It doesn't fail, but it just doesn't live up to its premise. I don't think, for whatever reason, it doesn't achieve what it wants to achieve. Again, charming movie, absolutely enjoyable. Yeah.
It's just that it didn't, for whatever reason. I don't know what else you do with that premise to make it a little bit more in depth, but it just didn't reach, I guess, what I wanted it to reach.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is I don't know what it could have done differently, but it's such a grand premise for what essentially is just kind of a cute, fun movie.
Yes. There were some great jokes about, because if for those of you who don't know, the premise is that the world loses power for about 12 seconds, the entire planet. And in this moment, our lead, Jack Malik, played by Hamish Patel, who's pretty great, and is going to be a big star. He's going to be in the next Christopher Nolan movie. He gets hit by a bus in that moment.
Yes.
So for whatever reason, he wakes up, however long later, and is the only one that remembers the Beatles. Everybody else has forgotten the Beatles.
Inexplicably.
So it's like an alternate timeline or alternate dimension or whatever. That doesn't get touched on at all. It's just Earth, and everybody's forgotten about the Beatles.
Yeah.
So things have been rearranged.
It's one of those things where it's the science behind it really doesn't matter that much. Don't get hung up.
And then what was interesting and that I didn't know is that there were other things that were forgotten too. Cigarettes were forgotten.
Yes.
No one knows what a cigarette is.
Yes.
No one knew what Coca-Cola was.
Right? Because apparently the Beatles song invented Coca-Cola.
And then, but what was funny is that he Googled Oasis, and no Oasis came up, and he was like, "That makes sense."
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
So, super charming movie. Of course, the music is fantastic. So I enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed it. It's but it could have been better, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's the script that kind of loses it. I think Danny Boyle's direction is great. It looks beautiful. All the acting is good.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's okay to have criticism about something you enjoyed, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Totally.
So I thought it was great. Great. Everything's great. Great movie. Everyone's got a friggin' Donald Trump impression. The Beatles were fantastic. God, what am I doing?
I don't know.
What am I doing with my
I
life?
like it though.
What am I doing with my life? And you, over the weekend, you had a Harry Potter marathon.
Yeah.
You got to 6?
We haven't finished. Yeah, we're about a little over halfway through the 6th one, the Half-Blood Prince.
Ooh, did you go to the Racket Club party on Friday?
No.
Oh, skipped it for Harry Potter.
Skipped it for Harry
Skipped
Potter.
it for the Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone looked super hot at that party, by the way. Every picture I saw from that Racket Club party was like, I'm glad I am not there.
Those were all early in the night, I think.
I am a slovenly man. Well, I go with a descriptor of most of my auditions when I was acting in Vancouver. Schlubby.
Wow.
Schlubby best friend.
Is that how you looked for auditions to respond
No, it's
to?
pretty much.
They want Schlubby.
They want
All
Schlubby.
right.
I got Schlubby. I'll put on a hoodie and act Schlubby. It's like most of the auditions I had. Like, I mean, because I'm a certain size, so they would, there's usually comic relief, usually the best friend, usually the foil or whatever.
Yeah.
And Schlubby.
Did
Schlubby
you ever
and-
before you were going to an audition, look in the mirror and just sharpen your Schlubby smile? You're
I play the best friend very well. So you had a big Harry Potter, and is this part of your Christmas tradition then?
No. This is part of our movie watching list, which is, of course has.
But had you seen them all?
No, I've never seen any of them.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I've never read any of the books. I think I saw maybe the first half of the first movie originally when it came out, and I was just like, eh.
Let me tell you something
for
about
me.
Harry Potter.
Uh-oh.
You don't need to read the books.
Well, I'm kind of discovering through watching the movies and
what? Not in the books!
Well, that's the thing. I'm discovering through watching the movies with a diehard Harry Potter fan.
She reads them every year or something.
She does. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
almost every
year. Yeah,
crazy.
She's just
not crazy.
I think finished rereading them once
a lot
again.
Yeah,
a little crazy, but yeah, I'm discovering through watching the movies. She's giving me all this backstory that I don't know is really necessary.
Probably
for
not.
someone watching the movies for the first time, but she is doing her absolute best to make sure I am with every moment of these movies.
Absolutely.
Which is fun in a way because there's a lot of stuff that I realize having not read the books, if I'm just watching the movies, I'm missing a lot of stuff that's kind of implied by people who would have read the books. So
like Harry Potter should end up with Hermione. For whatever reason, that doesn't happen.
No, they're just friends.
Yeah, sure. That was like watching Game of Thrones with Phoenix. She had read all the books. But with Game of Thrones, we thought all of that backstory would come to something. Of course, we know at the end it doesn't.
You mean other than a perfect conclusion?
You and I are never going to agree on this.
Me and the rest of the world are never going to agree on this.
Apparently. No, it's just, whatever. So she gave me all the backstory and stuff like that. So, okay, I thought this was part of your Christmas watching tradition because a lot of people do watch the Harry Potters at Christmas.
There's a lot of Christmas in Harry Potter, I'm discovering.
There is. There's a ton. Well, because they go every year is a year at school, so you got to go through Christmas at some point.
Yeah.
Another Christmas tradition for a lot of people, and I think for me this year, is going to be the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Okay.
I don't have it on Blu-ray. Might as well pick it up, watch it. Going to be out of town for a couple of weeks, trying to do as little as possible.
We watched it a few months ago. I can't remember if I mentioned that to you. That was also on our movie watching list, watching the Lord of the Rings movies. And some of the special effects don't hold up
Stop
so
it
well.
right now. Stop it right now. I had this discussion with friend of the show, Nancy McNeil, last night.
Yeah.
Because she was talking about The Hobbit. I was like, The Hobbit looks like garbage. Because it was especially in the theater, because in Ultra HD, you can really tell when people are on a set.
Right.
And in Ultra HD, you can see makeup, which you don't want to see. I think the special effects in the originals hold up a hell of a lot better, mostly because they had the time. Because with The Hobbit, it was super rushed. They didn't have the time. They had the money, but they didn't have the time.
Certainly had the money, yeah.
And the CGI looks a little wonky. Whereas in the original, they meshed the CGI with modeling and practical effects so well. And some of it, of course, some of it's not going to totally hold up because it's 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 20 years ago, almost.
It's to be expected.
But I think it holds up better than The Hobbit does.
Yeah, I think, the first one, I think Fellowship came
2001.
on, 2001, yeah.
2001.
So, yeah, almost 20 years ago.
My first year in college.
Crazy.
Good Lord.
It is interesting watching, the Harry Potter movies in, like, immediate succession, seeing the CGI get better and better throughout those movies, because the first one's kind of...
Stop it. Stop it right now. Those movies are next to perfect.
They're good. They're really good.
Stop it.
I'm really enjoying
Stop
them.
it right now.
It's really great.
Really great.
But some of those early Quidditch scenes, they're like...
Oh, the Harry Potter. Yeah, no. There's
No,
stuff
I meant Harry Potter.
Okay, there's
Yeah,
stuff in Harry
not-
Potter that doesn't hold up at all.
Yeah.
At all.
But it is interesting seeing the CGI get better
Yes.
and better with each movie.
Well, because there's more money kind of gets invested in it. Like, they put in a bunch of money in the first two, but once those first two hit, they were like, okay.
Yeah.
There's
And
a
that
lot
would have
of
been, what, about the same time? Like 2001,
Yeah, 2000. I think the first
around
one
there?
came out 2002. 2000. No, it came out in 2001. I think it came out the same
Yeah.
year.
So I would compare the CGI for the first Harry Potter and Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, they're pretty much on par.
Now, if we had an inane question of the day,
Oh.
which we should,
Mhm.
I think we should.
Harry Potter
No,
or
not,
Lord
no,
of the
no,
Rings?
no, no. That's
Let's settle this once and for all.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? We'll settle that on tomorrow's show. Stupid. No, but like, what's your movie watching tradition? Right? Everybody watches the Christmas movies, but I mean, Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings isn't necessarily a Christmas movie, but
No.
it's because you have the time now
Yes.
to watch 12 hours of movie in a row.
Right.
What do you do? What do you binge over Christmas?
I just watch A Christmas Story about 12 times.
Oh, for God's sake. I can't even watch it anymore.
What?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
It's done.
Why?
A football? What's a football? I love that movie so much, but there was that time that TBS did 24 hours of it straight, and I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
oh, this movie's dead now.
That was glorious.
This movie is dead.
Oh.
You know that kid that gets his tongue stuck to the pole?
Flick?
Yeah, Flick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flick who?
Yeah, he did an adult film.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't
so-
need to know that.
Yeah, well, now you do. Merry Christmas, everybody. You know what? I'll put it out there so you guys can have a thought about it and maybe have some water cooler talk. You don't need to tell us, though. What's your favorite Christmas movie binge? That's all we got. Mornings at the Cabin, done for another day. I hope you enjoy the second beer in your disappointing advent calendar. Let us know what it tastes like. If it tastes like a foot, that's going to make me smile.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.